Hello and good morning. Welcome back to Go Ask Sawyer. This is Jamie, your host of Go Ask Sawyer, and this is a new series called 10-Minute Thought. Today, my thoughts are around who is speaking for you. Are you speaking for you? Are your actions speaking for you? Or is society speaking for you? Or maybe even your inner child. So these past 2 weeks, I have had some stuff come up in the last few episodes. I've talked about jealousy. I've talked about dimming your light. I've talked about staying in your own lane. And I realize some of the ways I am speaking, some of the ways I have exploded on people or wanted to explode on people are just unhealed parts of myself that are coming up, are just some parts of my inner child, you could say, or parts of me that I have felt shame around, or parts of me that have been silenced for a long time, coming and exploding all the way out. And I've really kind of sat with it this last week. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I still getting upset? Why am I still allowing what others say to pull me into a place that is not who I want to be, that is not who I am? And so I feel like recently I have not been speaking for me. There are unhealed parts of me that are speaking for me. And that's what I kind of want to get into on today's 10 minutes. Our first quote starts with, "Authentic power is taking responsibility for your own energy, no matter what is happening with the world around you," by Danae Logan. And I thought that was really key around what's happening, because it's being in yourself enough to understand that you need to take responsibility for the energy you're putting out there. Again, kind of back to that being in your own lane. Even if someone triggers you and you go off on them, yeah, okay, something inside of you is triggered. Someone said something offensive, but you also need to take responsibility of how you responded and how you react. That is the most authentic, strong part of being a human, is saying, yeah, what you said is not okay, is not appropriate, you name it. But what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let yourself be pulled out of wherever you are? Are you going to throw back the same kind of negative energy? Are you going to match word for word? And the way you respond, is that who you are? Or is that something else inside of you that clearly is being unmet? Our next quote comes from Abraham. "People will love you, people will hate you, and none of it will have anything to do with you." That one was just very eye-opening, and I have to remind myself all the time, and how people treat you has more to do with them than it has to do with you. People who hate you are usually projecting some sort of sad, unhappy wound inside them on you. Maybe you have something they want. Maybe you have an energy they don't even know how to get. Maybe people love you because there is something inside them that you pull out of them. You make them feel safe. That is why they love you. So often people, again, will love us and hate us, and it doesn't have anything to do with us. It's something inside them that you are either fulfilling or you are showing and mirroring them. Our next quote comes from Marianne Williamson. I believe I read a poem by her last week. "See all human behavior as one of two things, either love or a call for love." That whole idea of hate, right? Love and hate both have 4 letters. They are very opposite each other. And most of the time, hate is fueled by a love somebody does not have, a peace someone does not have, so they need to hate, because that is the only way they know how to be. Next is by Miriam Hassan. "How would someone who loves themselves and knows their worth respond?" Embody that. I really like this one. And again, kind of going back to our theme today is who is speaking for you. If you loved yourself and you knew your worth, when someone comes at you with something that has nothing to do with you, how would that type of person respond? And just practice embodying that. Most of the time, my embodiment of that is more silence, or responding and, okay, if that is how you feel, and leave it at that. If that is how you feel, and leave it at that. Because at the end of the day, you are not living that other person's life. You are not in their thoughts. You are not receiving the consequences of their life. It just needs to be what it is. And how often could things just kind of go away if more silence was had? And again, I'm not using silence or going away as as numbing or as, pushing under the rug with issues. I'm just saying when things that really you don't need to be a part of, how can you respond to somebody who truly loves who you are and you know your worth? How would that person respond? And then finally, I don't have a person who said this, but I'm sure a million people have, or please let me know who did. Let them criticize who they think you are. They don't know you anymore. This goes out to every person who has gone through these journeys, who has disconnected from people in their life, who has maybe taken a left instead of going a right, who, for those of us who have played the villain in other people's stories. That is true. I've been a villain in many stories, but the person I am today is not that same person. The person I'm working on today is not that same person. And the person I am today has accepted, prayed for forgiveness, written it out, and I still love myself. So any voices out there criticizing you for what you're doing, starting that project, going back to school, changing the job, getting into a new relationship, changing your idea of the perfect favorite color, let them criticize you. They don't know who you are today. And honestly, I might change my favorite color again tomorrow. Each day we get to decide if we are going to be a healed person or unhealed person. And I love that meme. There's a meme I've been seeing over and over about like a situation and who's going to handle the situation, the healed or the unhealed person. And every time I let my unhealed person take care of the situation, I got to tell you, I wake up the next day with a lot of regrets. Not even regrets, but just like, dang, that's not even me. And an unhealed person can find offense in pretty much anything someone does. If you don't use your blinker at a light, which I can't stand, but that's me because I'm a runner and a biker, and an unhealed person is going to find extreme offense in that. Whereas I'm just like, okay. And again, I'm not healed. I'm just saying, like, the littlest things or the biggest things, an unhealed person will find offense in. A healed person can understand that actions of others, again, have nothing to do with me. Do I want that person at the light to use their blinker and look both ways because I am someone that uses a crosswalk? I am someone that crosses the street on a run. I've almost been hit by a car plenty of times because someone did not look. Yes, it is very frustrating, but I don't know what's going on with that person in the car. Maybe they were never taught to use their blinker. Maybe they have never been a runner before, or a person that uses crosswalks, or a biker in which you rely on people around you to pay attention and look. If you've never been taught that, how would you know? If you've never been taught the importance of a blinker, how would you know? Is it frustrating? Yeah. Do I want to lose my life? I do not. But it's just a small thing that people do that I can either take offense to and be like, oh my gosh, they're trying to kill me, or just realize maybe they were never taught. Maybe they were in a hurry. Maybe they have so much on their mind that honestly they weren't even thinking about it. Because I know I've done that. I've been on a light and I did not use my blinker and I felt real bad. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know better. And I knew better and I fixed it. So where in your life can you take more responsibility for your own energy and what you're putting out there? Where in your life do you need to start putting things down and realizing that others' actions and words, again, are more about them than you? And where are you starting to notice that it's you showing up to speak for you? You, this beautiful human being who is working hard to be better every single day and take responsibility. You, I am speaking for me. And where are there still places in your life where you're allowing society or an old version of you speak for you? Make sure you stand on what you're saying and what you're doing. Make sure you know who is speaking for you and never ever allow anyone else to speak for you when you have the power to do it for yourself. Have a beautiful day. I hope this thought resonated. If not, maybe next week. Bye.